flowers in spring and sparrow, or when the sunrise hits the morning dew. But if you walk the straight and narrow, you'll find the arrogance and comfort is a... Do you know what the most beautiful thing in the world is, Charlie?
A shoe.
A shoe. The most beautiful thing in the world. The most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, that I know. Sing it, Charlie.
The most beautiful thing in the world.
The most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, it's beautiful.
For generations of people here before you, you'll be next on line when my time is through. And there's a sign down in front of you that you can tell about a fella from his shoe. The most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, that I know, the most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, it's beautiful. But what if I don't want to make shoes?
You're a right funny kid, you are.
Charlie, here are the shoes I told you about. Come have a look-see. Aren't they the most necessary things ever? If you want to slip a ring on my finger, you'll first slip these shoes on my feet.
Tad posh for life in Northampton, wouldn't you say?
Then good thing we're moving to London. And won't they make a fitting farewell to the stink of cattle farms and tanning leather? We may have been born in a small factory town, but we sure as hell don't have to die there.
You see the price? That's 3 months' rent.
Pension will pay for 'em. That's up to you. But these shoes are in my future.
To new beginnings, hello to sunny days. We're upward mobile now, goodbye to small town ways. Till it's impossible to find a trace of what we left behind. And that defining element is in these shoes. The most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world. I know the most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world. Charlie, it's beautiful, it's beautiful.
Your life, your future, it's right here in this factory. You belong here. No, you belong here. But to leave your family and home for a job shopping in London, you're breaking my heart, Charlie. Shoes can protect a man's journey, but only his heart can choose the path. And so a toast to our own Charlie. May you never fail to point your shoes back home.
To Charlie, beautiful, it's beautiful. To Charlie, beautiful, it's beautiful. To Charlie. The most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, is beautiful, 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 beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, that I know, the most beautiful thing in the world, the most beautiful thing in the world, Charlie, it's beautiful, it's beautiful, it's beautiful, it's beautiful.
Charlie Price and his fiancée, Nicola, moved to London when Charlie gets a call that his father has died suddenly. He has to then head back to the factory in Northampton, England. Charlie is faced with a difficult decision of what he should do with his father's legacy, a shoe factory. It's assumed he will move back and take over. He goes to visit his best friend Harry for advice.
To your father, eh? He was a gent.
And to yours.
Well, mate, I assume you didn't come all the way to London just to buy me a drink.
Seems we find ourselves with 600 pairs of brogues and no buyer.
Chambers finally cancelled all your orders completely, I heard.
But then I remembered the time your father found his stock short and my dad at no small expense took on the task of filling the shortfall.
No fair conjuring ancient history.
I'll give them to you at cost. Cost, Harry, for old time's sake.
See these, Charlie? I import them from Slovakia and sell them for a fraction of your price.
But they're shite. A price shoe will last a man a lifetime. The poor sod who buys these will need new pairs in a season.
And I'll be right there to sell him a pair at a very affordable price.
So Harry helped his old friend out of a bind, for the time being. On his way back from hearing Harry's band perform, Charlie intervenes when a beautiful drag queen performer named Lola is getting attacked. Instead of hurting Lola, they hurt Charlie. Lola and her angels carry a passed out Charlie back to the club where they work. They chat in Lola's dressing room backstage.
Ah, he lives. Hello. They call me Lola because it's my name. Very sweet, you riding to my rescue. Very Prince Charming.
You don't appear to be in much need of rescue.
A girl's gotta know how to look after herself. There's some very funny people out there. How's your chin? I will say one thing for you. You're hard-headed. Your jaw whacked my heel clean off.
Oh, I could fix those for you. They're just cheap boots.
Very expensive boots, but cheaply made. I'd give my left tit for a shoe that could stand up to me. But it's my curse to love these things. Well, Charlie from Northampton, if you'll excuse me, I need to start the second show. There's a room full of people waiting to feel normal by comparison. But please, feel free to join in the fun.
Very kind, thank you, but I'd best be getting back. I've got a factory full of folks who need firing tomorrow.
And they call me Kinky. Well, as Oscar Wilde said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.
Charlie returns to Northampton to settle the factory. His father's passing was bad enough, but Charlie discovers that the factory was in financial trouble, and he returns.
A 2-week notice? And then what?
As I've said, I found someone to buy our current stock, but with no orders for next season, we'll have to shut down.
Please, Charlie, my girl's just started school. It's the uniforms, love, and me with no husband to help.
I'm sorry, Trish, but Chambers has cancelled our contract, so what else can I do?
Is that what this is about? Them chamber shoe returns? All right, so you've had some bad news, but chin up, chum. As my mother used to say, don't worry today, because today ain't tomorrow. So thanks for the chat, Charlie. Good luck.
So, I'm giving everyone their 2-week notice. We'll use this time to ratchet down production, take inventory, clean the machines, and...
Who are you kidding? I've been working here since you and me were kids. I'm 3rd generation Price & Son.
The fact is that 9 out of 10 shoe manufacturers are shut down already. So unless we can find a miracle buyer, what else can I do?
Hey, do what you like, but you can't fire me. Remember that back at school when you tried to cut me off your rugby team? Remember what happened?
You shoved me down a flight of stairs and got suspended.
Yeah, but I stayed on the team.
But what else can I do? We can't keep making things no one wants.
Then make something they do.
Make something they do what?
Make something they do want. Change the product.
This is a shoe factory. We make shoes.
No one's anyone wants. Over at the Wickham factory, they noted the lack of all hiking shoes. So they started making all-weather hiking shoes and saved the factory. Toby started making sandals. All sorts who survived went out looking for an underserved niche market and aimed to fill the void. They didn't sit up in the offices whining, "Oh, what else can I do?"
So Charlie goes back to London to find Lola in order to make women's boots for men. Boots that can carry the weight of a man. But he needs Lola's help in order to do that. Lola comes to the factory and explains to everyone how they can make heels to carry the weight of a man. But Charlie needs much more than that. He needs a partner. So he asks Lola to be a designer. Charlie explains to the factory that they're going to give this one last shot to save the factory. Meanwhile, Lauren has developed some interesting feelings towards her boss.
Oh no, don't you dare. Girl, I'm warning you. I think I have a crush. I can't. I think I'm falling for him. Oh no. Why not?
Women have been making bad choices since the beginning of time. Are you gonna be another one of mine? Oh,
I used to think you were from outer space. Who's that bright-eyed guy in your place? You're kinda cute when you're not so shy. Oh, whoa.
But I've been here before, have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys.
you used to be so a little lost your bar. Now you're changing into someone I just can't ignore. Charlie, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. Is there really more to you than what I always thought? How can you surprise me anymore? He's got a girlfriend, you flake. Why are they only nice when they're unavailable? Don't wanna be another star-crossed lover. We all know how that ends. I'm better off without him. We're better off as friends. Oh. But I've been here before. Have I come back for more? Another chapter in the history of wrong guys. Yesterday, no spark. My heart aching alone. But today I'm feeling something I just can't ignore. Darling, honestly, I've been hurt like this before. The history of wrong guys. Chapter 1, he's a bum. 2, he's not into you.
3, he's a sleaze. 4, loves the girl next door.
5, loves the boy next door. 6, don't love you no more. Makes you insecure. Makes you so unsure. Is so immature. Loves his mother more. Or has a girlfriend named Nicola. I've been hurt like this before. I can see there's more to you than what I always thought.
But I won't be burned anymore.
Oh, oh, oh.
After seeing the factory workers' reactions to how she dresses, Lola decides to change her clothes in order to fit in. So, later that day, she shows up to the factory in men's clothes for the very first time.
Lola, it's Charlie. Are you sick?
Depends on who you ask.
No, did somebody nick your frock?
I come up with the daft idea that maybe I should try to fit in.
Probably get a lot more work done this way. Less bits and bulbs to catch in the machines.
Thanks for your support. God. In a gown, I can Bella Brunhild in front of 500 drunks and have a laugh, but put me in men's clothes and I can't bloody well say hello. What am I doing here, Charlie?
Becoming a designer. Did you always want to be a performer? I mean, when you were a kid.
Whatever I wanted as a kid, my father beat it out of me.
Your dad hit you.
Oh, not like that. He was a boxer. Yes, a proper prize fighter he was, who never got the title match he wanted, but presented with a baby boy, well, if he couldn't raise a champion's belt above his head, his son sure would. And you? You like making shoes?
The day I was born, Dad set me down next in line of Price and Son. For him, a done deal, but for me, first opportunity, I grabbed my childhood sweetie and hopped the next train out of town.
And what was it you ran off to do?
Anything but what he wanted.
And yet here you are.
Here I am.
Charlie from Northampton, meet Simon from Clapton.
So Price and Son agrees the only way to save the factory is to make boots. The Milan fashion show is weeks away, and the factory is working double time to get things done. Dawn is still confused by Lola's choice to wear women's clothes. So Lola challenges Dawn and says that he can challenge her to anything at all. But Dawn, in return, has to accept Lola's challenge.
So naturally, Dawn challenges Lola to a boxing match. But unknown to everyone but Dawn, Lola is a champion prize fighter. But during the fight, Lola wins round after round, but in the end decides to throw the fight.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you let me win?
Really?
Really?
Because I didn't want you to walk into the factory tomorrow and feel disrespected.
And how about you?
Compared to my challenge, losing a fight is a polka in the pansies.
Accept someone for who they are? What's that mean?
Just what it says.
You looking for me to say men in dresses is all right?
I'm not looking for you to say anything.
Accept someone for who they are. How's that make me a man?
Try it.
Anyone?
Anyone at all.
And that's it.
Good luck.
Back at the factory, things are tense. Charlie is nervous about the fashion show and getting the shoes done the way he wants. Not to mention his fiancée, Nicola, he's barely seen.
Not now, Nick.
Don't even think about putting me off, Charlie.
Sorry, Nick, but I'm up against a bit of a crisis here.
You mortgaged our flat without even discussing it with me. There I am, having me supper, alone, as usual, and along comes a man to measure up the garden for a bank note.
I can explain.
No one can ever say I didn't stand by my man, and I'll stand by you still if you give me but one reason.
The reason is right in front of you. Isn't saving Price and Son worth everything?
Where was all of this passion when I was trying to make us a new life in London?
London was for you.
For us.
London was for you. You wanted London and I went along.
Really? Well, you could have fooled me. And this, who's all this rubbish for? Oh, don't tell me it's for your father. He's probably spinning in his grave over what you've turned this factory into. So who's it for, Charlie?
I'm doing it for them.
Who?
Them, our friends, no? We grew up with these people. We've known them all our lives. And now their whole livelihood is riding on what I do.
So you're hankering to be a hero? Charlie to the rescue, is it? Well, how do I get Charlie to rescue me?
Nicola left back for London without Charlie. Still, in Milan, looming, Lola has the idea of using some of her dancers, the angels, from the club for the runway. It was the perfect solution. The angels already knew how to walk in the heels, and they wouldn't have to be paid.
think, Charlie? My girls don't need to be paid. They'll do it for cocktails and giggles and the chance to walk a professional runway. And my girls do their own hair and makeup, so there's the money we need to get us to Milan.
How do I get this into your head? We are marketing to the world's most sophisticated buyers.
Half of whom probably watch the evening news wearing their wives' brassieres.
Newsflash for Lola. There are a whole lot of us who don't watch the evening news in brassiers.
Well, bully for you, but you ain't my boyers.
Then here's another news flash. I'm not flying all the way across Europe just to sell to your chums.
We won't be selling to anyone if we can't get to Milan.
Well, there's no reason to go at all if all we've got to show is a bunch of Nancy boys stomping about in skirts. We need to show our boots on women.
Women?
You heard me.
That was never the deal.
Then the deal was wrong.
What did that girl say to you?
I'm not embarrassing the name of Price and Son by parading a plane load of misfits
Misfits?
at the most influential footwear show in the world. Listen to me, Lola. These boots can be mainstream.
Drag queens are mainstream. Just this morning, I was offered a gig singing at a nursing home. A nursing home, Charlie, in Clacton.
And maybe that's just where you belong. Look at you. You're meant to be a business person. How many successful designers do you think go about camped up like the entertainment at a low-rent tea dance?
After all I've shared with you, you still think I'm wearing this for a lack of pair of trousers?
I get it. I understand. All of this frou-frou protects who you really are. I heard you.
You heard nothing.
I'm telling you, you don't have to hide. Once the industry sees your work, you'll be able to stop all this and have a normal life.
You're a fool.
Am I? I'd wager if we stood side by side and asked passers-by which one of us is fooling himself the most of the votes would swing your way. Why am I the only one here who believes in you?
You believe in my shoes. I'm not my shoes.
No, you're a joke. You think you're being all mystical and deep, representing the best of both sexes, but I'm here to tell you all you are is daft. You say you want to be treated like a man, then start acting like one. I'm sorry, but sometimes the truth hurts.
And just like that, Lola was gone.
I'm bad news, black and blueser. Who's a loser? A merry-go-round spiraling down. I'm all used up. I'm chafed and chewed up. Who's just screwed up? The same old Charlie hitting the ground.
I'll never be the soul of a man, noble and wise like the soul of a man who lifted me high like the soul of a man, heroic and true like the soul of a man that I looked up to. What else could I do? Stupid hubris, no excuses. I blew my fuses. I guess I'm just a ruse in my father's shoes.
Not amusing, no confusing. This streak of losing.
Totally brutal and useless too. When will I be the soul of a man, noble and wise like the soul of a man who lifted me high like the soul of a man, heroic and true like the soul of a man that I looked up to. What else heroic and true, like the soul of a man that I looked on to. What else can I do? So I'll never be, I had gone and let you down. Soul of a man, here comes that familiar sound. Same old Charlie hitting the ground.
Lauren comes to Charlie and reminds him what's important. Not what's in someone's pocket that counts, but what he inspired in others. Lauren ushers Charlie back to the factory, where he sees everyone has been working through the night to get the boots done for the fashion show in Milan, and it was all orchestrated by Dawn.
Lauren explains that Lola challenged Dawn to accept someone for who they are, and Dawn accepted Charlie, his shortcomings and all. Charlie goes to Milan on his own to show the boots, but Lola soon arrives with all the factory workers and to surprise Charlie and celebrate saving the factory.
Once I was afraid, but then you came along. You put your faith in me and I was challenged to be strong. When I lost my way, you were there to see me through. Now let Lola lend some love and do the same for you.
Feed your fire to take you higher. We'll light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you to elevate you. When you struggle to stand, we'll take a helping hand. If you get past us, let me raise you up. When your Bible class, let me raise you up. If you're glitter lost, let me raise you up. Raise you up. Raise you up. Raise you up.
Never put much heart in anything before. You stride into my life and help me go for something more. Now I stand up for myself. Now I stand up from the crowd. Now I'm standing on high heels and they can see me now.
Feed you fire to take you higher. We'll light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you to elevate you. When you struggle to stand, we'll take a helping hand. If you get the dust, let me raise you up. When you bubble glass, let me raise you up. If you're glitter rust, let me raise you up. Raise up. Raise up. Raise up.
I knew you had it in you. I know you could tell. You believed in me. Let me be right for you. Your stumbling days are gone. Now we're walking on air. I was on a shoe, but you need to make a pair.
Feed you fire to take you higher. We'll light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you to elevate you. When you struggle to stand, we'll take a helping hand.
Well, now come on, here comes Dawn, and Dawn has got some friends along.
When you're stuck inside uncertainty, and the ones you love are gonna set you free. Yeah.
Feed your fire to take you higher. We'll light you up like a live wire. Celebrate you to elevate you. When you struggle to stand, we'll take a helping hand. If you get the dust, let me raise